Hello and welcome to today's video. So this time we're going to be taking a look through the second half of my miscellaneous vintage American paperbacks. So we've got some absolute beauties to look at today and a few rarities as well. So without further ado, sit back, relax, and let's get to it. So we'll start off with this Berkeley paperback, a Berkeley Diamond it says, Only a Woman, Francis Carco. Now Berkeley didn't publish a lot of these sort of sleaze titles, but this is one that sort of is on the borderline, as we'll say. We will see a few of these sorts of books today. This was 1960, fourth printing, but very, very nice condition, that one, but not a mark on it, which is good news. Now there's a name you probably recognise, Kingsley Amis, and this was the first of several SF anthologies that he edited. Amis was a big science fiction fan, and these were published in the UK by Pan Books, but over in America they were Berkeley's, a Berkeley F here. Had these quite a while, but I've no idea what sort of condition they're in, apart from knowing that the top edges are all a little bit dusty. That says £2.50 inside, so obviously got that one in the UK, but yeah, quite a dusty top. But we'll tackle the top edges in a moment. This is great. So I'm a big fan of Colditz. I collect books related to it and books written about it, and I was hoping this year to actually go over and visit Colditz, but it's not actually come about this time, but hopefully next year we'll be able to get out there. And this is the American edition of Escape from Colditz, or the Colditz story as it was called over here. Beautiful jacket. Little quote from Agatha Christie along the top there. Take my advice, if you want real excitement, buy Escape from Colditz. It is the ultimate World War II escape story, and it's a very, very good read. Really, really like it. This was the first Berkeley from November 1956. Honestly, don't remember where I got that one, but I've had it quite a long time. Here's another favourite of mine. It's my favourite George Orwell, down out in Paris and London, and a Berkeley. It came out as a Berkeley medallion in America. I'm not 100% sure this is the first American paperback, but we'll see if it says anything in the front here. Yeah, Berkeley medallion edition, August 1959. So maybe it is. Maybe that's the first. Great, great story, that one. Well, it's obviously non-fiction. A Beeline book. Don't see these very often, and this was distributed in the UK. Look, it's got for adult reading, UK £1.50. Lured into Lust. And this is Beeline 271, so we can only assume that there's a fair few before it. No idea. 1979. There you go, eh? This is a Brandon. Is it Brandon or Brandon House? Quite a scarce publisher, this one. This is a scarce book. It's a noted collectible, Strange Desire. It looks like a Robert Maguire cover, that one, so I'm sure one of my viewers will be able to correct me on that. I very much doubt there'll be any sort of credit inside. Yeah, Brandon House, 1965. That's quite a rarity, I think. Don't see many of those around, and in a lot of cases these have been found in the UK. BT, The Pleasure House, another sort of sleaze title. BT, this is an American one. Paul Tabori. Oh, Belmont Tower, BT. Yeah, of course. This should go with my Belmont Tower collection. 74. Yeah, I shall put that to one side, and when I put these back, I'll pop it over with my Belmont Towers. There you go. Dr. Death by Zorro. The Grey Creatures, a Corinth suspense novel. Dr. Death Book 2. That's quite a jacket, isn't it, on that one? A Corinth suspense book, Dr. Death. So if anyone can tell me much about this, obviously looks like a horror title. 1966. Corinth Publications. There you go, that's a bit of an oddity, isn't it? But that's the sort of thing that you'll see on this. It's a real mixture of stuff. Well, here's a very nice Crest books. They're a bit more of an established publisher. And this is the second version of Day of the Triffids that was published in America. I think it's the first time it got published as the Day of the Triffids. Prior to that, it was Revolt of the Triffids, and that was by Popular Library, which we've actually got to see today a little bit later on. So it's got a, I think that's a pen mark, yeah, on the back there. As I'm sort of feeling the cover, oh, it's just like got a cover crease on it, sadly, but that's okay. Once again, none of these have actually needed any sort of work. Now, what's the copyright on this one? Yeah, complete version. Just says it was originally published in 1951. Well, we knew that. It doesn't actually tell us when this one's come out, but I believe this is like early 1960s. Because the, it's got some fluff on there. Because the first one, Popular Library, is not long after the British publication. Okay, another Crest now, a Crest Giant, The Spiked Heel, Richard Marston. And this one's got the bottom of the spine. It's going to need a little bit of glue in there in a minute, but we'll have a little look through first of all. Yeah, I think it's okay. Just going to need some glue in there, and then we'll give it a dust down. So I've got my micro screwdriver here, and I've got my Pritt stick. I'm just going to delicately put a little line of Pritt stick at the bottom of the spine here. Should be enough to keep that bit in place. There we are. Hear the seagulls going for it today. I do live by the coast, so sometimes they come inland, and if the weather's bad out at sea, they'll come into land and look for morsels of food. There we are. So squeeze it. That's it's just been sort of caught at some point in its life, and just needed that bottom bit in there. Squeeze all the excess glue out there. There we are, that's lovely. Okay, another Crest now, and it's another John Christopher book, The Long Winter. Got a few of his. I always sort of pick up sort of authors that I like in any edition, and eventually I pull them all together for like an author-focused video. So it's got some pencil at the back there, which we'll have a crack at in a moment. Once again, is there any date on this one? Oh, it's this. Oh, first Crest edition, December 62. All right, okay. Now, this is right in the back of the spine there, so we'll try and get the worst first, like so, and then work our way out slowly but surely. I don't know what they were doing all this writing on the inside back cover. I think it's how dare they? So last week's video, the first part of this, did prove very, very popular. Brought a lot of new people to the channel. So as I film this today, we're on 950 subscribers, so very, very close to our magic 1,000 goal. And then we'll just leave it at that. I shan't mention it again unless we get to something crazy. But thank you everyone who has subscribed, and if you are fairly new to the channel, there's lots of back catalogue to get stuck into. There we are. So thankfully the pencils all come out nicely without too much effort at all, so I'm pleased with that. So I think we better give these a brush off now. Okay, so Got the older brush here. Now, some of these are actually different sizes, so it's okay though. We'll just bear that in mind. Lovely. Lovely. There we are. It's just the first little batch, but we've got quite a bit to get through today, so we shall carry on. This is Airborne Passions. So Airborne Passions, an epic book. Dale Kobe. Once again, bordering on a little bit of sleaze here. 1962. Look at this. 60 years old now. Now we're on to my gold medal books. Now, I don't have lots of gold medal, but it's a very, very popular publisher. And I think, once again, if I'd have lived most of my life in America, I would have picked up gold medals as a standard, because I think they're such great books. Good authors, lovely jackets, nice cross-section of subjects. Yeah, gold medal have got a lot going for it. But I've not got many. This is a second, October 51. It's not too bad. Cabin Road. And when I see them, I almost always pick them up. This is a nice one. To Kiss or Kill by Day Keane, gold medal 206. Fairly early one here. I'm not sure if this is a first. Certainly looks pretty ancient, doesn't it? 1951, so I would assume that that's a first, but it's got some laminate coming off there, but I think he's going to be all right. But we need to remember to be quite careful when we give that one a clean. Uncle Good's Girls, another one by John Faulkner. This one's still got the laminate in place, number 238 this is. Once again, quite a beaten up old copy. Got some water damage, this one. That's okay. First from 1952. I said these hardly ever turn up over here, so I tend to grab them in whatever sort of condition. Another Faulkner here, The Sin Shouter of Cabin Road. Oh, there he is on the back. That's the 1st January 1955. Very nice. Here's an SF, The Monster from Earth's End, Murray Leinster. Fawcett World Library. Yeah, none of these are in great shape, really, are they? They're all pretty beaten up, but 1959. But I won't turn them away because you just don't see them very often. 4 from Planet 5, another one by Murray Leinster. Now this has got, like, it's got an import 2 and 6 sticker on, so it obviously came over here, but it's the American edition that was distributed over here rather than doing a gold medal UK edition, of which I've got some to show you when we get onto the British paperbacks. But this was November 1959. Once again, really nice cover, that one. Good stuff. And this one's one I've had quite a long time. It's a movie tie-in starring Clark Gable and Sophia Loren. I guess that's those two there. It started in Naples. Nice, sort of bright, vibrant cover, that, isn't it? And look at this, got a mark on the back, a sticker rather. So let's see if there's anything inside. Now, inside it's okay. July 1960. So looking at that, it looks as if there's a few marks, but I'm just wondering if we should even tackle that, to be honest. I might give it a gentle go just to see how easy it is to come off, or if it's going to mark anything. Yeah, you know what? That's not going to come off very cleanly, that, at all. So I think I'm going to just leave it, and I'll clean these other bits, and I'm just going to leave that on, because it's probably been on there since the book was brand new. And if we take it off, I think it's going to cause more harm than good. And then another Faulkner, Uncle Good's Weekend Party, all part of the same series. Obviously got all those Faulkners at the same time. Here's a later one, Gil Brewer, absolutely mint. I remember getting this one off a collector who had just some incredible condition paperbacks. They were just awesome. Like this is virtually, you could say this is one of those time machine books. It's never been read. And this dates from, well, it says 1951, but it's obviously a later one, a later reprint, because it's got 50 cents and it hasn't got a traditional gold medal number on the spine. So it's obviously a later one, but in lovely condition. Similar to this one here, Dream Beat Marianne, Stephen Marlowe. It's another sort of later 50 cents one. A crime title. Also in beautiful condition, this actually. Very, very nice. 1968. That would, I would say that's about right. The same for that one, probably 67, 68 sort of age. And then I think this is my last gold medal, which is another John Christopher, The Long Winter. Very nice indeed. Surprised how many John Christophers I've actually got. This says, well, first copyright 62, but I do believe it is even later than the other two, because it's a 60 cent one. So let's split these into a few piles, and we'll give these quite a careful rub, especially these early ones here. Now a little bit the worse for wear, but that's okay. I said the rarities, and glad to have them in the collection, really. Quite a bit of dust coming off some of the top ones there, but that's okay. That's exactly why we're doing this. Yeah, wow. Sort of hangs in the air a little bit. There we are. Lovely. That was quite a nice little run of those gold medals there, and I had no idea I had quite that many, to be honest. So it's nice to see them all out in one hit. I mean, I know it's not hundreds or anything; it's only a dozen or so, but quite nice to have them all out together. Okay, so this is, it says an original Imperial book. So I'm assuming this one's in order. I see the top of the spine there is going to need re-gluing. What goes on in the 5 continental sin spots? Well, what indeed, you know? Once again, it's like a semi-sleaze title by the looks of it. An original Imperial book from 1964. Okay, well, I think we just need to get, look at that, it's just come away a little bit, but the book even stands up on its own. So the smallest smidgen, really, of Pritt stick should be enough to sort that out. Like so. There we are. And squeezing it together. There we are. So it's the IMP of Imperial on the top. That's what I got caught. So what's this? This is a cosy book. You almost never see these ones in the UK, but this is a rare example that's come over. Cozy Up with Cozy Books. Reaped Lovers. This is like a doctors and nurses one by the looks of it. Yeah, very scarce in the UK. 1961, this one says printed. Reaped Loves, yeah. Don't often see those. This is quite a nice condition Lancer. It's one that's come over to the UK because it's got a 3 and 6 in the top right corner. And it's got, look who it's got, Harry Whittington. So the great author. I read a couple of his just recently, have been reprinted by Stark House, and they were really excellent. So Backward Shack and Spotlight on Sin. So it's a 2 books in one. It says on the spine there, a two in one. And Harry Whittington himself was a very prolific author. There we are. So it's got Backward Shack there. It's got like a mock cover, so that's, you can tell where it's the start of that particular book because it's made of cardboard. And I have seen this one a couple of times in the UK. So as I said, it did get distributed over here. This one's undated, but my suspicion is this is a 60s one. Since it was 3 and 6, I would imagine that's 65, 66, 67, something like that. And they charged the extra because it was, I said, a double. But probably quite nice and collectible because of Whittington's name, to be honest. So really nice to come across that one. Another Lancer. This is a bit later, I think. And Office Wife, Jerry Wiles. Scorching novel. Jerry Wiles' scorching novel about the executive sex jungle. Steady on. Fairly nice condition one, this. None of these have had any prices inside. It says copyright 1956, but a Lancer book like 1962. So I reckon that's actually, that would have been, oh no, look, that says Lancer 72631, and then this one's Lancer 72641. So numerically, that appears to be a slightly later one. We've got one more Lancer here. Oh, this is a good one. Look at this. Oh, John Wyndham. Oh, yeah, well, it is John Wyndham. Yeah, John Wyndham introduces the secret people. John Benyon Harris. That's just one of John Wyndham's pseudonyms. And what a great cover. Look at that. It's by Frank Frazetta. I can see the signature. There's a Frank Frazetta cover in the Lancer Science Fiction Library. And what a beauty this one is. So it says The Secret People was the first novel published by John Benyon Harris, who has since, under a well-known pseudonym, become one of science fiction's most respected authors, obviously, as John Wyndham. There we are. That's rather nice, isn't it? And this looks like, it is like a Lancer original from 1964. Yes, very nice indeed, that one. It's good. Definitely can't be that many short of having all the American Wyndham first editions in paperback at least. So this is one from McFadden, MB Books, Pass the Ammunition. So Navy action in World War II. So it's a war title. This would have been one that probably came my way, and I thought it's too good to get rid of. And as I said, I don't mind the odd war title either. 1963, that one dates from. It's got a bit of a squiggle on the top there, a bit of pen, which I probably won't be able to get off. But at least, you know, apart from that, it's quite a nice one. Here's another McFadden, Rebel to Judgment. Sort of a youth, you know, sort of a teenage youth one. Now what's that? I think I spotted like a little bookmark of some sort in there. Unless I'm imagining it. Oh no, I did see something. Maybe it's just a bus ticket or something like that. Let's see if we can, right in the middle there. What's this? Northern Southern District. Looks like a bus ticket or something like that. So I reckon this probably did have a UK distribution. Someone in the UK did buy it over here. I can see there quite a bit of where the stickers come off and it's just dried off. So I think what we'll do, once I've given that a brush off, I'm going to pull this one out and we'll put some polish on it and let it soak for a little while. Another McFadden, A Dream of Falling. What a cover that is. Mary O'Rank, a Hopwood Award novel. That's another sort of time machine one, that. 1968, look at that. Wowee, that's going to just have a tiny little clean. And that's going to be lovely, that one. Excellent. Next we've got another one, Savage Delinquents. So the other one there was a bit of a juvenile delinquent style, wasn't it? Bordering on it. This one's later, it's got 10p. It says Alan Bennett. I can't imagine for the life of me it's the British Alan Bennett, but you never know. I doubt it'll have much in the way of an author information. No, it doesn't. So I will double check to see if that's one of his, but my suspicion is it probably isn't the Alan Bennett, the playwright, and the British author. Oh, here's another one, McFadden. Look at this. This is another beauty. Imported again. It's got 3 and 6. Well, a 3 and then a 2 and 6. McFadden. Hong Kong After Dark. Another look. It's an absolute minter. Never really been read this at all. Just needs a light bit of a clean along the top and then a bit of a polish. And that's going to come up gleaming. 1966. Wow. Some nice titles there. Now this is a label that's highly collectible. That's Midwood. This is a real sort of sleaze publisher, a bit like Beacon Books in the last video, and but they also had a mixture of some sort of well-known authors mixed in as well. So this is an early one, Midwood number 39. They all go for like a minimum of £10 generally in the UK, and I've seen certain titles are like 100 a pop. I don't think I've got any of those, but this is still quite a nice one because it's quite early. 1960, this one, Sins of Martha Ledsley. As I said, their titles generally were erring on the side of sleaze. Abnormal. First printing anywhere. You get the idea. This is Midwood. This was their trademark. And if these ever come my way in job lots or things like that, I've always picked them up because they are highly collectible. And here's the last Midwood. As I said, they don't come up very often. Grant Corgan, Swing Shift. Quite a beaten up old copy of that one, so I'm not going to be able to do a lot with that, unfortunately, but it looks like it's all there at least. 1964. Right, I think we need to give this little pile a brush. There's certainly some dusty ones there. I can see that a mile off. Okay. Lovely. Excellent. Good stuff. Okay, so this is a Monarch book now. The World Grabbers, another SF title. It says a night book on the front with a 3 and 6, so maybe night books and Monarch books became one and the same. Maybe someone could leave a comment because I'm not really sure about that. Interesting all the same. Now this is a scarcer one, Permabooks, which was part of Doubleday. And this is, Music Out of Dixie. So it's one of those, it's just a scarce one, basically. It's look at the inked edges there. It's one that you would probably never ever see over here in the ordinary course of things. 1953. Yeah, I think that's probably quite scarce, that one, and pretty collectible. Very nice indeed. What's this then? This is Playtime. Playtime reading, Sex Marathon. An original full-length Playtime book. Wow. Might have to put a warning on this video. Jack Vast. November 63. Wow. Ridiculous, isn't it? Almost 60 years old, that one. And it says Hollywood Playgirls, a pillow book original number 1011. Can you believe it? Once again, it's in that sort of pockety format, slightly smaller than the A format, pocket books one. This is 1963, this one. Once again, pretty nice condition. So they should clean up really quite nicely, these. Now here's a very early one. This is an early pocket book by Jonathan Latimer. Now, Jonathan Latimer only wrote a handful of books, and they're really good, actually. I did actually suggest to Stark House Press about one called Sinners and Shrouds, which I read, and it was a Pam book over here. And I read it, and it was just fantastic. I said, what do you think about reprinting it? And I forget what the exact reason was, but they said they had a look at Sinners and Shrouds and decided against reprinting it. But I think it would have been a good one. And that's another one by that particular author, Jonathan Latimer. Here's another fairly early pocket. I think this is still an American pocket, the Pocket Book of the Old Masters. Quite scarce, this, I reckon. Now, what's that on the front cover? I'm honestly not sure if that's a sticker or what. Bit difficult to tell. This one has got like a matte cover, so I'm not going to be able to put any polish near this at all. But there's something on the front there, which I'm not sure what it is, but it's stuck right on. So a book on painting, so non-fiction pocket book. That's something you don't see every day. So you see the copyright on this. Yeah, pocket books first print in February 1949. What about this one, since we're here? I didn't check the printing on that one either. Oh yeah, first book was November 43, so that's even earlier, that one. That's quite a nice wartime one, but this one, I don't know what that thing is on the front. It's bugging me a bit. I'm going to just see if I can get a scalpel onto it. Oh, I see movement. scalpel seems to be lifting it off. Whatever it was, I don't think it was a sticker, but it was something not very nice, you know, something spooling the cover there. And the scalpel's just lifting it off quite nicely. I don't use the scalpel a lot, but if you want to get one, I just got one from my art shop along with my soft rubber. It cost about, you know, $1.25, something like that. And it looks like it is going to leave a bit of a mark, just a little bit. But there we are. But whatever that was, I think the book looks better now, even though it's left a little bit of a mark. That is by far better than what was there, so I think that was worth doing. I don't know what it was, like a little blob of glue or something like that, you know. Here's a couple of later pocket books now. This is a author I like, Sands of Mars, Arthur C. Clarke. This one's ever so slightly miscut, sadly. The top of it's come off there and the bottom's a bit short, so that's a bit of a shame. But apart from that, looks like a very nice copy of this one. Yeah, first pocket, February 1954. That's pretty nice, isn't it? Nice spine on it. Silver one there. And another silver one, so I guess that could be their SF sort of identifier. The Invisible Man here. Lovely copy of that. What a lovely jacket that one is. By H.G. Wells, of course. Not mint, but certainly very nice. A great little book, this one as well. December 56. Lovely stuff. Some nice ones there. Now we've got a couple from the Popular Library, and they're both highly collectible books. This is the first one, The Private Life of Helen of Troy. Now, this book's got a couple of great assets to it, and that's probably why it's collectible, and I'll leave that for you to sum up why that is. But it is always one that's listed as one of the more collectible books. It's got what they call in comic terms a headlights cover. This is a second printing from December 1948, so it's not the first, so I guess that would slightly lower its value. But yes, a rare headlights cover. And then this is probably the most expensive book we'll see today. It's the Popular Library first printing of Day of the Triffids, or as it was published in America, Revolt of the Triffids. I've had this one for over 20 years. It's a particularly nice copy. I made sure I got a nice one when I tracked one down in America. And there he is. Look, it says $8 inside, which is probably what I paid for it, mail order, back in the 90s when I picked this one up. So I'm going to very delicately rub this one out. Looks like it's got a dealer's inventory number as well. And yeah, I think with all the Wyndhams that we've looked at over the last two videos, American Wyndhams that is, I think I'm probably only one or two American titles short of the regular novels, that is, to have them all. So it would be quite good to just track those last couple down so I could finish the set off. And then I've got all the British paperbacks, so then we could do a John Wyndham in vintage paperback video, which would be, I'm sure, very popular. There we are. So two very nice Popular Library titles, quite a collectible publisher that, and they publish some good books, and often there's some real rarities in there. So we'll just give these their wipe down, or brush down I should say. Excellent. This is a pyramid book, G480 Space Prison, Tom Godwin. This is obviously one that's been distributed in the UK. Got the 3 and 6 on there, but quite worn, that one. Fighting Generals, another pyramid. Looking at Second World War generals by the look of it. This would have come in one of the sort of military lots that I picked up. First printing April 1960. And Too Good to Turn Down, something like that. Particularly when they're in nice condition. Here's another pyramid, Nita's Place. Another one by Harry Whittington, that great author. I don't think it's one of his more classic ones, but even so, very nice to have. I said he's quite collectible. July 1960. Fighting Eagles. Paul Hirsch. In fact, another one by Paul Hirsch. That's 2, isn't it? Because the other one was by Paul Hirsch as well, The Fighting Generals. So I guess they go together. Who'd have thought it? It's a nice one. This is the first stainless steel wrap book, actually. The Saga of Slippery Jim DeGriz. Interstellar Conman and Crook, The Stainless Steel Rat. Harry Harrison, of course. Not sure if this is I mean, it probably is a little bit collectible, I would think, being an early one here in November 61. I'm not sure if this is a paperback original. I think it probably is. Let's have a look. Portions of this book appeared in somewhat different form in Astounding Science Fiction August 57 and Analog April 1960. So it looks like it was an expansion of a couple of pieces from the SF pulps, which a lot of authors did, to be honest. And here's another odd Harry Harrison, a bit later this one, War with the Robots. And there's that space prison that we saw earlier. Right, this is a Signet book. So this is, these sort of got born out of some of the early Penguins, sort of an offshoot of the Penguin books. This is a very nice one. Trying to think if I could see who the cover artist is there. I can't quite. I don't think it's at one called Avanti, but I'm sure one of my viewers will pop up a comment in to say who the cover artist was. (1953) June. Got 2 and 6 inside, so that's probably how I've ended up with it. It says published by the New American Library, so maybe, I'm not 100% sure where the Signets were born. I always thought they came out of Penguins somehow, but maybe I'm wrong. Here's another Signet. This one's cool. This is a bit rough. Currents of Space, though, so it is an Asimov, so that's probably why I've kept it, but it's a rough old copy, this. And it's just about there. Oh, there we are. Wow. Just looking for the copyright page here. Here we are. First print in December 53, but wow. I mean, it's barely there, is it? It's absolutely fallen to bits. I'm even weary about re-gluing that, to be honest. It's in such a state. I'd just leave it as is. I mean, it is, 1 foot from the bin, really. But I don't want to get rid of it just yet. J.D. Salinger, there we are. That's a great author. Nice design of this one. 9 stories. Author of Catcher in the Rye. This one says W.D. Miller is the cover artist. Very nice. Much better condition, this. A little bit more robust. July 1954. As I said, hardly ever come across Signet books, so that I believe is it. Those few 3 that I've got. That's it for my Signets. It's an author I really like, Robert Heinlein. Day After Tomorrow. That is another signet. This is a slightly later one, so I take it back. I actually had a few more. Certainly like Robert Heinlein though. Day After Tomorrow. This is a second printing, December 58. Okay. Oh, and another Heinlein, Revolt in 2100. A bonanza of science fiction. Intrigue and strife in tomorrow's U.S.A. That's again lovely. It's a painted jacket on both of those, really. Look at that. Really something, aren't they? Oh, there he is. Once again, he's one of those authors that if I see him in vintage paperback, like Asimov, Arthur C. Clarke, authors like John Christopher, John Wyndham, I'll always pick them up if it's editions that I've not got before. And this one's also a second from December 59. Yeah, I'll always grab them because they're just good fun to look at. Another later signet here, Arthur C. Clarke, Other Side of the Sky. Here we are, signet book, complete and unabridged. A little worn at the bottom of the spine there where the glue is sort of aged. Well, there he is. In his 30s or 40s there by the look of it. Looks like there was an afterforward by Arthur C. Clarke there from 1957. First printing November 59, this one. It's nice, isn't it? Nice jacket again. Now, this is an oddity that I picked up literally years ago, and it's one of those books. It's designed to get you to buy into this guy's like gambling system, I believe. So this guy made a lot of money in Vegas. He's banned at the time. He was banned from all the casinos for various systems of beating the casino, counting cards and what have you. But you could sort of read this book and then sign up to his sort of course, basically, and become a gambling expert with the Midas touch. So there you are. How to be a gambler. Look at this second edition. This is August 1967. Amazing, eh? Midas Publishing House. Crazy. There we are. A real unusual oddity, that one. And then this last one here, what's this? This is The Teacher. I think this was just one I didn't know where to put it. The Teacher, another sort of semi-sleaze title. Softcover Library. There we are. So it is. That's where it fits in. 1966. The Teacher. A bit like a Graduate rip-off by the look of it. Brilliant. So let's give these a brush down. Some interesting titles there, that's for sure. I didn't realise I had quite as many signets as I seem to have. That's cool. And apart from being a bit dusty, these weren't on the whole too bad. We've got one book which has got a really bad sort of sticker mark on the front that we'll attempt to get off. But else I'd say we've been fairly successful with our cleaning so far today. Lovely. All right. Let us clear the decks and we're going to get polishing. Okay, so back to the start now. We're going to give these ones which have got a slightly glossier cover, I can give them a very gentle polish down. I've got Mr. Sheen here, and I'm just going to get the end of this corner of this duster a little bit damp, just to slide over and get the worst of any sort of fingerprints and things off. But on the whole, we've not got too many tricky ones to do today that I could see. But this will be like the final little touch, just to finish them off. Quite a bit came off that one. I've had it a long time and it really was quite dirty. Let's clean the spine right up on that one. So see that little rub there where the spine was a bit horrible. Favourite of mine, it's a real classic jacket and a nice part of my Coldley's collection. That favourite Orwell of mine. I did once fancifully think I'd love to get a first edition of Down and Out in Paris and London, and then when I researched it, the absolute cheapest one I could find was £3,000. So I thought I'd give that one a miss. I have got the American. This is the American first. We've established that, and I've got the British paperback first, which was published by Penguin Books. That in itself is very, very tough to find. It's a wartime release from Penguin. But there's been some nice editions of it over the years. Down and Out, some really, really good ones. Yeah, I'd be grateful if any viewers could let me know if that is indeed a famous artist doing the cover artwork to that one, because I suspect that it is. Bit of an unusual one, but I know I've got some very knowledgeable viewers and they know these sorts of things. But I think it might be Robert Maguire, but I honestly don't know for sure because I can't see any sign of a signature there. It just sort of looks like his style. Dr. Death. of this one here. I suspect it was one that came from a boot sale or something like that, is my suspicion. It's kind of quite nice, that one. I can't help but think Richard Marston is a pseudonym for an author that I know. But I don't think it's Ed McBain, but once again, viewers, over to you. Who is that author? Airborne Passions. Exposing the man-hungry sex queens of the stratosphere. That's the tagline. Whose flight plan is sin and whose destination is bed. Dear oh dear. Imagine, right, back in the day, if that was your job, you had to sort of write the cover blurb for these sort of softcore sleaze titles. I mean, dear oh dear, what could he say? Oh yes, I work in the publishing industry. Yes, I write the blurb, you know. What I can do with that quite beaten up copy. Some of the original gloss remaining on that one, as on this one. Bit of the laminate. Makes them much easier to clean. And generally they come out very nicely with a bit of polish like this. Very nice indeed. couple of little marks on the back. So I'm being a bit more thorough to try and get them lifted off. They're coming up okay. There we are, they will come off. There we are, as I thought it would. Very nice copies these, very, very nice indeed. So I haven't really decided what I'm going to be doing next week, but I have a feeling I ought to do another Pan and Penguin video. But I might do, for the Penguin one, I might do maybe a different series, maybe the Pelican books or the Puffin storybook, something like that, rather than the normal Penguin ones. But I haven't quite decided yet. Move on to a slightly cleaner bit of cloth now, along the edge a bit more. Little marks down the bottom of the cover here. bit of attention. There we are. Let's just get these piled away. This was the one which has got a particularly bad bit of glue on, so I'm going to give it a normal wipe, and then we're going to give it a bit more of a targeted one on that front bit there. So it's around there, so I'm going to put a bit right on there. Just going to leave that for a mo. Alright, hopefully the polishes had time to work in there. It feels pretty good. Feels like we got most of it just in that one little bit there. Look at that, come up lovely. Wouldn't even know it had been there. That's lovely. So there's that. That was it was like the second one in, wasn't it? So the old leave the polish on for a while trick worked again. There are lots of other ways you can get stubborn stickers off. Goo be gone. Lighter fluid, if you get the right sort, can be very, very effective. There's lots of methods you can try. As I said, I like to use the polish, but there are many other ways of doing it. So it's whatever you feel comfortable with and happy to do, really. As always, the more books you clean, the better you get. You just get an idea of what's possible, basically, rather than sort of guessing, second guessing yourself. get these piled away. Last little stack now to give a clean to. And I've really enjoyed looking through these American paperbacks. I don't have many. I've got some in separate series, some other separate American series, like the Delmat backs, for example, and my nightstand books. But these were sort of classed as miscellaneous, and they were certainly good fun titles, that's for sure. Treading carefully with this one because it's got not such a glossy surface, it's a bit older, so you have to be careful with these. Mark of some sort on the back there. I'm getting it. Don't know what it was. It's been there probably the best part of 70 years. That's the one we cleaned up. We can't do anything with that because it's got a matte cover. It's lovely, that. It's a nice book. Scarce little tile. As of course is drifts. Some cool stuff here, I've got to say. Very, very nice indeed. This is why I love doing these videos, because I get to see some stuff that I've not had out for ages. That's always cool to do. Last little batch now. So I hope you've enjoyed looking through these as much as I have. The second half of my miscellaneous American paperbacks. Certainly are very, very nice, aren't they? I just wonder what my collection would look like if I'd have grown up in the States, you know. Probably quite different to what it is today. But yeah, if you have enjoyed the video, do please leave a little comment below. Tell me which bits you enjoyed the most. Do tell a friend that you've been enjoying these videos. Word of mouth is brilliant. Spread the word about the channel. Looks like YouTube are doing its best to do it. The channel's had a lot of growth in the last month or so, so that's great news. So who knows where it could go now. Obviously, if you're in the market for more of these sorts of videos, apart from the back catalogue on here, on this channel, I do have my other, much more established main channel, and just under my name, Jules Burts. You go and check out there. There's always at least 1 or 2 book videos every week, so there's plenty to be getting your teeth stuck into over there. And obviously, if you've not already, do please subscribe. Maybe you'll be the 1000th subscriber by the time you watch this video. I don't know. Think of that. Think of the accolades that could come your way. I don't actually have anything to give my 1000th subscriber except my undying thanks for coming along and enjoying the ride. Here we are, the last little batch. But yeah, as I said, I haven't quite decided what I'm going to do next week. But it may be we do another 100 or so pans, vintage pan books. We may be doing, after that, some Penguin, but I'm going to do something other than the main series. I might do some vintage puffin books, children's books or something like that, or specials, or something that hasn't been done on the channel just yet, just to mix it up a bit. So look out for that next Saturday. As I said, at the moment I'm still able to knock these videos out once a week, which is sadly all I've got time to do. But I for one know that my book collection is looking all the better for it, which is good news. Yeah, thank you very much for watching today. And I shall look forward to seeing you next Saturday with another cleaning video. Bye.